Hey YouTube, Awesome Rider here with my review of S.H.Figuarts Kylo Ren and First Order Stormtrooper from Star Wars The Force Awakens. So I was pretty hyped for these figures before because I liked the designs and Star Wars hype, and then I saw the movie and then even more Star Wars hype, and there's just a Star Wars kick going on, and the Star Wars kick is dangerous and it's real. But anyway, let's get started. Speaking of like hype and excitement, boxes, right? I mean, let's take a look at these near identical boxes. They have the same style. This one's smaller for the Stormtrooper, the Kylo Ren's one's bigger. On the back it just shows you some poses you can get with him. And he's all like, I'll finish what you started, and all that stuff, all the shenanigans. And then Stormtrooper stuff, nothing too spectacular. It's the same Star Wars style I've been getting. Like I said, Kylo Ren's box is a little bit wider. That sounded way, okay. I'm just gonna move on. Okay, so accessories-wise, the Stormtrooper here obviously comes with his blaster, what he's holding, and then you have the closed fist on him when you get him. You have a couple other different hands. You have like the just sort of relaxed hands up here, and then the holding the weapon hands. That's all you get. 3 sets of hands. Nothing too much more. He's not the riot version or anything. Kylo Ren comes with a little bit more. He's got more hands on him. You have holding the lightsaber hands. You got using the force hands. Obviously the closed fists that are on him when you get him, and then just some more relaxed hands. You have 3 different versions of his lightsaber. Obviously you have ignited right here. We'll get a closer look at that in a minute. And then you have 2 in here. You have just like non-ignited regular version for when he hands it to Spoiler, and then spoilers him. I mean, I won't spoil who died, but guys, I think Zach's dead. I'm not sure. I mean, he was talking to Kaido at the end, but he might be a ghost. I mean, he probably slid under the dumpster and made it, but I don't know, guys. I'm still trying to deal with it. But anyway, you get this lightsaber here. Anybody that's here for just Star Wars and doesn't know Toku or anything about me probably thought that was really weird. They're like, who the hell is Zach and Kaido? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, man, this is one of those weird ones. It's good, looks good. Like usual, Figuarts weapons have really nice details on them. That is not something that they have faltered on. The other one is basically identical, the only difference being you have a little bit peg here to snap it onto the side of his belt, which is really nice. It's I like when they do that, so you can actually have a regular version. So if you want to, for whatever reason, display him holding just this without anything, you don't have to have a peg sticking off of it. It's just a nice little inclusion. Okay, so I'm going to go over Stormtrooper first since we started with his accessories. The Stormtrooper here is a really nice looking figure. I mentioned with the Star Wars figures a lot that they're pretty much nice figures, but they never feel like they have that worth it feeling. I think that the First Order Stormtrooper is one of the closest I've had to that worth it feeling. He still doesn't have that like enormous heft to him, but he feels, there's something about him that feels a little bit more solid, and the shine on his armor is really well done. Now I think that the regular Stormtrooper also has that going for him. Unfortunately with that I was like, you know what, I'll pick it up later. Now it's like 70 bucks everywhere, so Past Awesome just messed it up for me. But I can just point out on this one that the armor shine looks beautiful on it. It really looks nice, and I like it a lot. Articulation wise, pretty much standard Figuarts fare. You got the ball joint 360 movement here. He looks like he's like winding up for a punch when I do that. Swiveling, double elbow joint, swiveling at his fists, chest and waist articulation, 360 ball joint head articulation, ball joint on his leg, swiveling, double knee joint. You have the nice little back and forth on his foot. So very well articulated. Like I said, just something about him feels a little bit more solid. I think it's probably his armor shine looks so good. I just think it looks really nice. And I really dig this design. I really like the helmet design and everything on him. The blaster, as per usual, like a Figuarts weapon, looks really good. His little belt here, as you can see, actually has little hinges on it for these little pieces, which is kind of a neat little detail there. So yeah, he's just a really nice figure. I'm very pleased with the First Order Stormtrooper figure. And you know, after the movie, obviously I knew these were on their way, but I wanted Figuarts from pretty much everyone I liked. So if you want a Finn figure, just get some fake blood and smear it on his face right there, and then you can like have a Stormtrooper Finn. I mean, technically you could just pretend this guy's Finn right now, at the very beginning of the movie before any blood or anything happened, but just really nice figure on this guy. I'm very pleased with it. Alright, now Kylo Ren is a different story in some manners. Overall, I think he looks good. It's mostly a good looking figure. I think the cloth looks nice. It's sort of this weird like rubbery cloth material, but like the stitching on it looks good. The head sculpt is well done. It's accurate. It's got all like the little detailed scratches on it. and whatnot. And like I said, the cloth around here all looks good with the nice stitching. The material on here works really well for like the quote-unquote skirt piece, which I'm going to call it, for bending, because it's like not cloth, but it's not rubber. I guess it is rubber. It's like an in-between. It's just a nice material. And in terms of all that and look and everything, I think it's very solid. Back here it looks really good too, with like the little, like the rips and stuff. Looks neat. But articulation wise, I mean, it's a different mold because it's a little bit in some ways because it's a little skinnier, but it's like the same base figure art. I don't need to go over that in every review. He doesn't feel quite as solid around the legs as the Stormtrooper, but that's not really a huge deal. It just feels a little bit weaker than the Stormtrooper, which is pretty much in line with the way the Star Wars figure arts have been. The lightsaber does look good. The hilt obviously looks the same, and this definitely looks like a Jolly Rancher that's been like, you know, put into this shape. Like, if anyone gets this, booze Jolly Rancher. You know what I'm talking about. But it looks fine. It looks totally fine. It looks pretty much like the blade, at least looks pretty much like what you get in a normal Star Wars figure. But yeah, and you got like little points there, and it definitely reflects him using an unstable lightsaber crystal. But yeah, overall, he is decent looking. But like I said, the loose problem. But my main problem comes with the hood. Like, I'm not sure how I wanted them to tackle it, but if you want to display him without the hood, on paper, it's as simple as just popping the head off, removing this hood piece, and putting the head back on. Of course, the hoods can just kind of sit there like this piece, and that's fine, but honestly, I'm not going to show it because I had such an enormously hard time pulling off. I'm trying to just show like the back of the helmet here to show those more details, but getting the head back on and off. I was trying to just do it before the review, and sometimes it's a case-by-case basis with the figure where you might have a harder time sometimes popping out an arm or a hand or a head, and sometimes it's super easy, but mine was really difficult to do, and I just wish it was easier if you wanted to display it. Part of me wishes this was just a lighter cloth that I could pull back. The Black Series might be like that, but honestly, that might be a little bit more of a personal preference, but outside of that, it does look good. It's just a few little details about the Kylo Ren figure, which, for me, just hold it back a little bit with the loose joints and the way that the hood works. But other than that, like on the shelf, he looks really nice, and he's obviously the best articulation we have at this scale, I believe, at this point. But yeah, overall, these are still both very solid figures. I still dig them both. If I had to recommend one over the other over quality, I would give it to the First Order Stormtrooper personally, but they're both still solid figures. Some of the things I mentioned about Kylo Ren might just be me personally, but overall, it's still a solid figure, at least worth taking a look at. But anyway, until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangeexamples.com. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.